Okay. Age equals closed-mindedness by
Corn Adams.
Mike Humack, Angel Payne,
Adia Taylor.
and Skylar Woody.
Looking.
So our question is, does the difference in generations affect your perspective on current lifestyles?
And we definitely believe that that's true, that as generations age, they are more closed-minded to newer, different lifestyles.
So, according to dictionary.com, the difference between closed-mindedness and stubbornness is that closed-mindedness is more of like a learned trait and there's reasons behind it, while stubbornness is more in the moment and doesn't really have any reasoning behind it, and it's associated with small children.
Our compelling evidence is a review of 92 scientific studies show that intellectual curiosity tends to decline in old age, and that this decline explains age-related increase in conservatism, which basically means that being old does kind of bring closed-mindedness.
Yeah, that's basically saying that the older you get, the more closed-minded you are.
Okay, so our reasons for closed-mindedness in baby boomers. One of them is personality, and that's basically just saying that your openness to new experiences decreases as you get older. So openness makes you want to seek more cultural interests and emotionally stimulating and adrenalizing activities. So like, for example, like arguing with someone about your different opinions just gives you kind of a rush, and it's actually the same thing that makes people want to do things from scuba diving and bungee jumping to drugs and unprotected sex. So,
So judgment is basically like the processing capacity. So like you take in more information or newer information, and that really peaks in like your mid-20s. And so like older people look at things in a more black and white way, which is like it's either this way or that way, and there's like no in between.
And being familiar, it's just like kind of, it has to do with kind of being biased and like past experience and like how like you see one thing, like how you practice it, and like it's basically like culture and religion, like what you actually believe in, and like how you practice it, and like how like it all ties in and stuff.
yeah, like when throughout your life, the older you get, the more things repeat. And so it's like when someone tries to throw something new at you, it's just easier to stay with the old thing. Oh, okay.
This is just another piece of evidence. It says overall, the study suggested people are about twice as likely to cherry pick information that supports their own viewpoints than to consider all opposing ideas. Basically saying that the older you get, the more likely you are, like in the case you were arguing, to choose information that only defends your side, and you're not open to everything that could, counter argue your side.
Okay, and we said that our problem is that when people are closed-minded, it can be dangerous because they're like very cooped up in their mind. They don't have any other options. And our main solution is to avoid speculation. And speculation is the forming of a theory or conjecture without firm evidence. And from a website we got that go out and live the experience before you form opinions about something, rather than blindly believing what someone else says or assuming that you won't like it. Find out for yourself if you like something or not. So that's like you're being judged before you actually try something, and that causes you to be closed-minded. The other solutions we have are fight the urge to react in anger when you hear different options, avoid closing yourself off, place yourself out your comfort zone, stay social and make new friends, and don't be afraid to ask questions.
Oh, so some limitations to those solutions would just be being so familiar with closed-mindedness is that it's like it's easier to stay in your negative mindset than it is to put the effort in and change into a more positive thing. And so to overcome that, you would kind of have to follow the steps. It kind of creates a cycle. It's like to stop being closed-mindedness, you have to do these things. But if you're too closed-minded to do those things, then I don't know.
You follow
But
this
yeah,
limitation.
so basically you gotta just kind of find it in yourself to like want to make that change and stop being closed-minded. And then
something glossy, but they're under it.
And most of our we didn't make this page because most of our sites are on the pages, no
Okay.
evidence and things like that.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so great job. I'm gonna ask a couple of questions. All right, Angel, how did you guys come up with your research question?
Basically, like, we depicted apart the poem, and like we just picked one part that like absolutely stood out, and like we kind of converted it. We looked at everyone else's questions, which basically what our question basically summed up the whole thing, what everybody else was trying to say.
Okay, good job. All right, Kia, what was the biggest obstacle that you had to overcome when working with your group?
Our biggest obstacle would definitely be finding our main source of evidence. Because it was like kind of hard to find evidence that was only supportive for our research question and wouldn't kind of like jump into everybody else's question. So we was kind of like trying to find a piece of evidence that only supported our question.
All right, thank you very much.